Good afternoon from Kirksville, Missouri. This is Randy Curvin, and this is Randy's Rant, the True Patriots group for our Friday. Happy Friday, everybody. Uh, I wanted to start out with the best news I've heard all day. The Navy announced a ship will be named after Ruth Bader Ginsburg. Oh, that is truly good news. All right. At present, I've got no one out there, but as always, this is the recording. So I started out on the last page. If I can separate these things out. Excuse me, ladies and gentlemen, my hands are so dry I can't separate paper. All right. This one I'm more or less going to be doing a lot of ad-libbing. I'll hit some of the major stories, but I've got something in the end and a suggestion since I can't get to Facebook, something for everybody to watch with Arlo Guthrie from 2008. But we'll get to that. U.S. intel, Russian army brass spies are lying to Putin. Maybe Putin's oligarchs are using their money on yachts and condos and homes instead of Russia's defense, starting to appear that way. Hello, Martha Smart. Glad to see you, sister. So they are getting to the bottom of what Putin thinks he's got a powerful army, and evidently he doesn't have a powerful army. That's why they pulled out of Chernobyl. There was a bunch of them sickened by radiation sickness. And another democracy dies in Tunisia. They've just announced that they don't like the way the system's set up, and they're going to have an autocrat lead that country. See, this is what happens. If we don't save Ukraine, then you're going to see more and more democracies die and autocracy take over. All right, let's see what else. Oh, and it also means that Macron, if you recall, Le Pen was running against him on the right of him, and she is rising in the polls. But there's also another right wing. She's trying to be less right wing in her politics than the competition. And I love that. Everybody gets to know each other out there. And we already all know each other. We all go to see John Brebideau at the meeting. Cawthorn now will be primaried because of remarks about the GOP in D.C., orgies and drug parties. I can't figure out, but Tom Tillis came out against him, and even McCarthy said that Cawthorn has lost his trust. Gozar and Marjorie Taylor Greene hadn't lost his trust. Oh, that's right. You can't say anything bad about members of your own party unless they're undermining it, saying all these older senators and older representatives are attending orgies and cocaine parties and shit. Damn, you can't make this shit up. Ah, shit. Kirshner met with the January 6th committee for 7 hours yesterday. It was a closed door hearing. Soon it will come to light what they discussed for 7 hours. I watched on Ari Melber interview with Caroline Wren, a former advisor of the Trump campaign. it was like watching Fox News. I guarantee you. Uh, all right, still got everybody. Ain't that the truth, Martha? Yeah, spill the beans about all of them. And in a way, I wouldn't doubt it that they're out to do exactly the opposite of what they always say they claim they're for. Uh, but in any case, Ari could hardly get anything out of that Carolyn because she kept trying to talk over him like she was on Fox News or CNN or whatever. Just talk over, keep your mouth running. You don't hear the other questions. Ah, she defended her work with the campaign, and the committee should not have the power to view hundreds of documents related to her work. I guess not. That sets a bad precedence, is what she was saying. Uh, she appeared, that was one of the first questions, why she appeared at January 6th committee. And she appeared because she was subpoenaed and didn't want jail time for not appearing. Why are more of them not realizing that's the route you're going to go? It might take a long time, like we're seeing from A.G. Garland. And it makes me wonder, brothers and sisters, what's going on with that situation with Garland. But I kind of have to back off, give him some breathing room. He has really got a full plate ever since he came in, trying to straighten out the shit that the Orange Menace over there messed up. Let's give him a banger too. All right, I don't know about you, but that calms my blood pressure down. And all these people on the right, when they talk over people and everything else, you can kind of tell they have to reach up to tie their shoes, like that Cawthorn. He has to put his feet over his head before he can tie his shoes. And Biden said yesterday there is no clear evidence that the Russian army is scaling back the way they promised. Chernobyl, I already mentioned that. They have abandoned the power plant there because of radiation sickness. And yesterday, Biden releases 1 million barrels of oil a day for the next 6 months to help relieve gas prices on the American people. He asked for increased production and he asked the Saudis to increase their production, and they said no. No wonder he's not Trump. They would have been Trump. Isn't that, well, that's interesting that, he can ask, and he asked the gas companies to increase production on the unused oil leases on public land, or there will be fines. And that's the way it should be. We could produce a lot more here until we can have some green energy. Car companies have gotten the idea. There's more and more all electric cars coming out and pickup trucks. Climate change, more tornadoes, including one in Florida that killed 3 people near Tallahassee, the capital. Interesting. There were 37 tornadoes, last I heard, overnight in 6 states. Florida, Arkansas, Mississippi, Louisiana, Alabama, and Tennessee. Isn't it strange? I mean, from the standpoint, what's a red state? You hit all the red states. Lindsey Graham is clutching his pearls. He announced he will oppose the nomination of Jackson for the Supreme Court. You can't make this shit up, ladies and gentlemen. Who the hell is surprised by that? I'm not. I knew where he was headed. He says she's too far to the left. She's too far to the left, but he confirmed her in the judgeship she has now. Give me a fucking break. The same man that just said that the former shouldn't have asked Putin for dirt on Hunter Biden. That's the thing about him. He sticks his finger up to the political wind to see what to say. And this thing with Hunter Biden, that's a nothing burger to begin with, already proven that there's no evidence. Yes, Lindsay sticking his finger out to the prevailing political winds as he always does. And he was taking more time in the Senate confirmation to make a jackass out of himself. And the Trump sycophants was what we were seeing in the Senate. And I might add to that, un-American sycophants in the GOP. And here's the worst story of the day from yesterday, that the Justice Department will not pursue criminal charges against Louis DeJoy. What the hell is wrong in justice with the man had contributions that he was reimbursing his people in his private company by calling it bonuses to donate to the Trump campaign? We have to get his ass out of there. I don't care if it's by petition or whatever, but something's got to change. We can't have him in charge for the 2022 election. We've already seen examples of mail down in Georgia being thrown away or dumped in the woods. We still don't know what happened to the death certificates in the probate case that I'm a part of because they got lost between Forsyth County and Gwinnett County. And that costs more money to get more copies to come, which we hadn't gotten yet. And that's all I'm going to say about that. And what the fuck was that but a practice run for the 2022 midterms, ladies and gentlemen? All right, I'm going to skip over the rest of it, that part, because all of us know what's going on there. That was just a practice session so that Trump ballots will be found in the woods. His candidates, his endorsees, their ballots will end up in the woods, and it's all a plot on the Democrats' part. All right, and this is something that I'd like to talk about in ending today. In fact, I'll do it this way, and then I'll ramble on afterward. Peace, resist, persist, and I insist. I thought I had written something on there about that. But this one is, like I was saying, I more or less come from the heart on this. Imagine that we have a perfect world. Everybody's happy. Nobody's sick. Everybody can have the car and the house that they want. But that's not the way this world is. This world sucks. But it is so wonderful for a group like the Blue Dot family that we can come together and rise as one, make the world one. And I get that from Arlo Guthrie. I suggest that you watch this particular one. After all, Arlo's the son of Woody Guthrie. This land is my land. This land is, or everybody knows that title. This land is my land. He also sang some songs during World War II about fascist regime in Italy and Hitler, Germany. Uh, and that's why I would like you to watch it. He had Pete Seeger at the time played along. It's Amazing Grace, and he tells some very, very good stories talking about, a perfect world that we don't have and how it sucks. Uh, but he was talking about bringing people together as a family in one room. We have many rooms that we can bring people together. That's what I like about music. Music brings people together. And I can tell you, brothers and sisters, I miss being able to get out there and post my music. My popularity uh, and my knowledge of music history is a big reason that I've been able to be successful as an activist and a voice for the Blue Dot family. Uh, in this, I'll mention last, it's starting to look more and more like I'm going to have to deal with the company that locked me out of Facebook. I talked with ProTech here in town. It would cost $60 just to find out if they can help me. And I discussed on the phone. This man gave me another phone number to Facebook, but it either will not go through or when it does, it's a busy signal every time. That's these people controlling my phone through Magic Jack. Because today I've already gotten 4 calls from an overseas number. And I told the last one, I told him, I said, I know what you're up to. You're calling from another country. Don't tell me that you're with healthcare or life insurance. When I say that to them, they hang up. So that shows that they know I'm on to what they're doing. The last time they called, though, they figured out a way to use somebody's phone number in our area code, but it's not them calling because I dial it back and it says that number has been disconnected or it can't be reached by the way I dial it. So I know what's going on there. So what I'm looking at is $129.99. Fortunately, I can do it any time of day or night, but it is really going to be rough paying that money because uh, these things always hit at a time, the worst time. You got a bunch of bills to pay, and then they pack you and stand there with their hand out wanting money, or you can fix it yourself. I can't fix this myself. If I type in www.facebook.com/help, it takes me right back to the page where I'm locked out of Facebook. There's no way I can approach it, no way I can get in. I'm hoping that I was going to find another way, but say I gave ProTech, I could afford that. $60 to find out what's wrong. If they can't fix it, then that's plus whatever their fee is. And then if I ended up having to go to that jackleg company, IT support, that means that I'd be out that plus $129. I can't do that. That's the reason I'm going to today give out my information. I am no longer talking about where I'm located other than Northeast Missouri. And I can tell you with PayPal, PayPal is very secure. It's PayPal in lowercase, dot me in lowercase, / R is in Randall, with it bumped right up to C, large case C, and that gets you to PayPal for me. It's completely secure. Carol Gillen's used it. She recommends it. All right. Thank you, Michael, for doing that. And like I said, it would be greatly appreciated. It does help out. We've got a rough time again. We're in the process. You know about the other matters. I don't like to talk about them on here. I'm on here to help this family get through. Now we have got a war. We've got, for instance, Sam Gray's writing me about inflation and Biden's the cause of it all. No, he's not. This time, OPEC is turned down Biden. I wonder why when you got sawbone salmon out there. That's the reason. They don't have the guy they wanted in, so they're not going to cooperate and increase production. And I think there's something behind it. These companies are sitting on oil leases for one reason, because they are importing that gas as they can and charging higher prices for it. I heard today that the price of gas somewhere, wasn't here, went down a penny a gallon already. But then you're in a red state like mine, Missouri, they're not going to come down. They've got 2.5 cent tax, and it's not going to change the price. And here in this town, they hold up on. They have a little gas war with Hy-Vee down the road, and they aren't going to lower the price until the other guy does. All right, that's about all I've got for today. I'll be working on that. I'm going to have to make a decision on consult with my daughter again. We've just about exhausted everything. I'll keep trying that Facebook number, but I think because of the internet phone going through the modem out there, that's why they're messing with me more. I was telling Grace also, this started happening before the 21st of March. This was happening in February because somehow they know that I've got AARP United Healthcare. So they kept calling up trying to fool me into talking to them. They just want to fish for information. And I'm too wise to do that anymore. All right, I'll let you go with like, share. We gain another subscriber at 263 subscribers again. I thank you for your time, and I love my country, and I will be out here regardless. Another thing I got coming up too, I have to keep the phone line going, and I have to keep this internet, or I won't be out here at all. But as always, I'm hanging on. I'll keep hanging on, and I will keep pounding across the message. Uh, Truth, democracy, and liberty. I stand with Ukraine. Thank you for being here. I love this family. I love my country. I'll see y'all later on, and please get in the after comments. It cheers me up. All right, have a good one. See you later on in the after comments tonight. Bye bye for now. Make somebody smile. Tell them a joke.